Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-September 2022 reading for the zodiac sign of Sagittarius. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising, though, just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. With that being started, let's go and jump in and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close, so last few weeks or month. Column number 2, we're going to take a just general look at the remainder of September. We're also going to do a money column, a love column, and the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guides. We also are going to do 3 yes or no questions, take a look at your crystal of the month, and do a healing note. Let's see here again. Column number 1 is what's wrapping up and coming to a close. You have the card specialization. This means like you know what you're doing, you're really good at what you're doing, you know how to make things work. And with this, oftentimes we take what we know is working and then start applying it to other areas. So this is awesome. This is about being very successful, very strategic, and again, I'm starting to repurpose this in all areas of your life. So good energy to see. Specialization, for whatever reason, just doesn't come forward very often, so I like to see it there for you, Sag. But let's see what other messages we have here. The first card that we have is the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is a card of keeping and maintaining boundaries. It's also a card of persistence. And I think persistence is going to be the more important meaning here, Sagittarius. Again, you're very skilled in something, and now you're starting to apply these skills in other places. And persistence, continuing to apply those skills, is now giving you success in new areas. So really nice spread of energy, spread of knowledge. The next card that we have is the Emperor. The Emperor is a card of respect, leadership, strategic planning. I feel like I said the word strategic a few times, but definitely these actions that you're taking now are really good in terms of long term. Also, you could be moving into a leadership role, and again, applying those skills, applying that knowledge you have from previous skill sets. But really nice, whatever this new focus is, wherever you're applying your attention, applying these skills, seems to be worthwhile. And then at the bottom here, we have the Sun card. The Sun card is a card, I mean, in terms of good cards, it really doesn't get much better than the Sun card in the tarot deck. The Sun is a card of material happiness, joyous outcomes, success. I feel like these last few weeks have been really positive for you, which is wonderful to see. But in addition to that, this is success that's coming from, again, applying these skills to something new in your life. Let's clarify out this column and see what other messages we've got going on here. The first card that we have is the 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands is another one of those success cards. This is a card of victory, award, recognition, good news, success. So this persistence, this specialization that you're bringing to the table right now, is definitely leading you to success, Sagittarius. So super neat to see. This is such a positive, abundant last few weeks. The next card that we have is the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups is a card with a couple different meanings, and they mean different things. So one of the meanings of this card is gifts. So you see one person is handing another person a cup with flowers in it here. And this is really like you applying your gifts to new areas, and these gifts continuing to pay off long term. Like these are skills that you're going to continue to be able to use. And then at the bottom here, we have the 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups is a card with lots of different options. If you take a look at this card, there is something different in each of these cups. This can be an indicator of busy, so you could have been very busy these last few weeks. But again, more than anything, this is like saying, and I would be curious, Sagittarius, what exactly this is. This skill, this knowledge, this piece of information, this ability, but it's like talking about the versatility of you being able to apply this to so many different areas of life, or so many different jobs or actions. Also many different sources of happiness for these last few weeks. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is just kind of in general what's coming for September, the remainder of September. We have the card Motion. I like this card. This is a card saying that things are being set in motion, we're moving forward. But this is, again, kind of that push to keep moving forward as well. So don't forget that. Make sure you are keeping your feet moving here. Well, let's take a look, see what cards we have coming through in this next column. The first card that we have is the Death card. The Death card does not mean death. I always like to mention that for those of you that don't know, but it is an indicator of big changes, endings. It's time to move on, rebirth, transformation. I feel like you are moving forward on this major transformation. And for whatever reason, this is the message I'm getting here. It's a lot easier for you to just stop than go through this transformation, and that's why motion is so important here. Like, it could be challenging, it could be time consuming. Do know that this transformation needs to happen. It's really meaningful. You can see the sun poking between the two buildings back there. The grass is truly greener on the other side. But this isn't an easy transition. So do, again, remember to keep your feet moving, keep moving forward. The next card that we have is the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a card of heartbreak, divorce, loss, depression. And this is your feelings of the transition. It's like you almost feel like a piece of you is dying, or you're almost grieving this transition. So again, it's very easy to want to stop, Sagittarius, and not keep moving forward, but motion is important here. And again, the grass is going to be greener on the other side of this transformation. At the bottom here, we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is a card, it's very spiritual, it's very intuitive. When I see this card, I know that the person I'm reading for is spiritual or intuitive, and it's really, really important with the High Priestess to trust your gut, trust your intuition. It's like you know the next move, continue to put one foot in front of the other, and your gut is going to guide you through this situation. Let's take a look at our clarifiers, though, for this column. The first card we have is the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is a card of waiting for results. I think if some of you are feeling like if you stop, that the transition is going to keep moving forward, and I don't think that that's the case. So what I'm getting here is if you quit moving your feet, you're going to stop moving forward in this transformation. So again, continue to put one foot in front of the other. Keep this transformation in motion. The next card we have is the Five of Cups. I'm not really surprised to see this. The Five of Cups and the Three of Swords can definitely go hand in hand. The Five of Cups is just a card of low feelings. It's loss, regret, grief, feeling abandoned. Again, this transition is not an easy transition. It doesn't necessarily feel good. You're not quite to the feel good position in this transition yet, Sagittarius. But again, the grass is going to be so much greener on the other side. You're going to be glad that you went through this. But definitely there are some low feelings associated as we move forward. Then at the bottom here we have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is very self-sufficient. Nobody is going to be able to continue this transition for you. So this is very much so you doing for you. So keep that in mind, Sagittarius. Again, you have to continue to drive this forward for yourself. Now we're going to take a look at our next column, which is anything related to money. So think job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you associate with money. Our first card is the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands, well, anytime we have an Ace card, it's a card of newness, so keep that in mind. But with our Ace of Wands, this is new project, new inspiration, new urge to create. I'm getting a feeling that some of you are wanting to go off and start your own business. which I think would be a really good idea. You have to pursue these new opportunities that we associate with the Ace of Wands. For some of you, you could be taking on a new project at work as well, or even potentially moving into a new role with this Ace of Wands. Whatever you're doing though, one of the big things with our cards that are wands is that we need to keep a creative perspective. So again, whether it's new job, new project, starting new business, make sure you have a creative approach in whatever you're doing. The next card that we have is the Moon card. The Moon card is an interesting one. I like to kind of explain this as like the curve in the road that you didn't see that was coming, kind of the curveball type energy. It's not a bad thing, but it's just like something pops up that we didn't see or didn't expect. So if you do start pursuing your own new business, do maybe anticipate that curve in the road that potentially you couldn't have anticipated. Or this project, you pick up this project and you think you have a clear path from A to Z, and there's a curve in the road. It's not going to be a straight line between A and Z. So again, nothing major, but it is like that kind of curve in the road. However, anytime we have a face in the sun or the moon like this, it's so important that we trust our intuition through this. You're going to know the answer. You're going to know how to proceed through this curve in the road. But again, just giving you a heads up that it's there. That's the point of these readings. At the bottom here, we have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is very studious, very hardworking. I'm not surprised to see this. Again, we're talking about money. We're talking about work. This is a reflection of your efforts. This could also be volunteer time. If a work-related volunteer opportunity pops up, I would take advantage of it. I think you'll feel really good, but definitely a card of volunteerism at the bottom there. Let's clarify though and see what else we've got. The first clarifier we have is the Ace of Wands. If you've ever watched my video before, you know I love when this happens, when we get the same card on top of each other. It's like the universe saying, I said what I meant what I said. So you have two Ace of Wands together. Definitely something new on the horizon for you, whether it's project, job, some sort of urge to create something new. Again, make sure you stay creative with this new opportunity, but there's no way around it. Something new is coming. Our next card is going to echo that as well. We have the Fool, which is the first card in the Major Arcana. This is new beginnings, fresh hope, taking chances. Definitely pursue whatever this new path is. Jump in with both feet. Again, there's going to be that curve in the road we didn't expect coming, but it's still going to be worthwhile. It's still going to be a wonderful opportunity. So definitely go after this new opportunity. We have three things here telling us new opportunity. At the bottom here, we have the Hermit. The Hermit is a card about going within for clarity. If you see this light, this is the light. The light within the lantern is the light that's within you. This is about doing things that make you feel good. And going back to this volunteer work, you need like a feel-good something or other. So take that for what it is, whether it's volunteering, community service day, so be it. Make sure that you're doing things that make you feel good. Now we're going to move on to our next column, which is anything related to love. So think family, friends, relationship, children, really whatever you associate with love, Sagittarius. The first card that we have is the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is a card of stress, exhaustion, having too many burdens. Definitely a busy month. Can cause some burnout too. We were talking about the Seven of Cups. That's very much so busy energy. So September could have been busy for you so far this month. But do make sure you're taking care of yourself, getting that rest and retreat. When I see the Ten of Wands, meditation seems to be very beneficial for this type of energy that I see associated with the Ten of Wands. But again, make sure you're not overcommitting. I feel like you already have a lot on your plate. And don't add to the bundle of wands you're already carrying. The next card that we have is the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is very patient. This is an indicator of new job, raise, or money news. And you're going to say, okay, well, we're in the love column. So let me tell you what that means. When I see a money card like the Page of Pentacles in our love column, this typically is an indicator of new income for somebody you're close to. Your roommate, your husband, your wife, your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, you name it. If you live with your parents, this could be a new job for your parents. The Page of Pentacles in the love column is new money surrounding you. Maybe you have a teenage kid that's getting their very first job. Again, this is new money around you typically coming in this month. And at the bottom here, we have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is a card of waiting. I feel like there's something you've been waiting for, possibly travel, and maybe you've just been too busy. Also, some of you are just like waiting for things to get less busy, and I don't know that that's going to happen. So do be really thoughtful and proactive about that, as things may not slow down. So don't spend too much time waiting. This is also a card of travel, so you could be traveling to see family or friends. Maybe you have a vacation or honeymoon or something of that sort coming up. But I do see some love-related travel here. Let's clarify, see what other messages I can give you. The first card that we have is the High Priestess. The High Priestess we were talking about earlier as well. This is again that card of intuition and trusting your gut through the situation. I feel like you need to prioritize, and you know which things to put down and which ones to keep carrying of that bundle of 10 wands. The next card that we have is the Ten of Cups. If you've watched my readings before, you know that the Ten of Cups is my favorite card in the entire deck. It's a card of really everything wonderful. We have this full rainbow, a happy couple, kids playing, the grass is green, there's water running, there's a house in the background. It's seriously the card of everything amazing. It's family, contentment, total love, and support. And this is a reflection of your situation. For those of you that are in a relationship, this is such a loving, caring, supportive relationship, so I love to see that. If you're hoping to grow your family, this is a great card for you. If you're hoping to enter into a relationship, this is a great card for you. Again, just seriously everything good with our Ten of Cups card. At the bottom here, we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is a card of being very bold, but also being very charming. And again, I feel like I was telling you with this Two of Wands, some of you are waiting for something, and if you just keep waiting, you're just going to keep waiting. So make the bold move. Stop waiting, whatever that means to you. Maybe you need to book that trip, take that weekend, whatever it may be. But you're like waiting for a break that just may or may not be coming. So make the bold move there with the King of Wands. Now let's take a look at our fifth and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guide. So something to carry into the remainder of September with us. We have the card Friction. Friction has a couple different meanings. I am going to tie this mostly back to the motion card. So when there is motion, there is friction. But again, that means things are moving. This can also be a card of friction in terms of like conflict. And if that's the case, the important message with the friction card is to make sure you're listening. It's more about listening to the words than the tone that somebody could be saying them in. So maybe the meaning is there, but the tone is not right. And it's not even so much diffusing the disagreement or the argument or the friction as it is better understanding it. But let's see what messages we have come through here in this last column, Sagittarius. The first card that we have is the Lover's card. The Lover's card is, of course, a card of love. It's partnership, deep love, it's strength together. If a conflict does arise, I imagine it is with your significant other. But this is a super strong, healthy relationship, so I would not worry too much about it. Another meaning of the Lover's card is having to make a choice. And again, you may make that choice of how you handle this disagreement. Also, going back to motion, you have to make the choice to continue to put one foot in front of the other and keep things moving. In terms of movement, definitely some money movement here. We have our Ace of Pentacles, which again is a card of, anytime we have an ace card, it's a card of newness. Ace of Pentacles is new job, raise, promotion, investment, income. So it seems like keeping this moving forward is going to lead to more money. And at the bottom here, we have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is a card of needing to rest, retreat, renew, recover. There have been some of these messages sprinkled in already, like with the Ten of Wands and the Four of Swords, so I'm not super surprised to do it. Do make sure that you're taking time for yourself, that you're not overwhelming yourself. I guess you can have both of those, but that's important with that Four of Swords. At the top here, we have the 9 of Wands. It's interesting, we're going back to the very beginning of this. Persistence is key. You have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. That's my message for you this reading. I feel like I've said it like 10 times, but another persistence card coming there for you at the end. On top of our Ace of Pentacles, we had 2 cards that wanted to pop out. The first one is the Page of Cups, which is also another duplicate card for us. This is that card of working very hard, and I'm not surprised. When you work hard, you get paid off with things like the Ace of Pentacles. This is again a reminder of volunteer work or community service that seems to be coming through strong for some of you as well. And then we also have the World card. The World card is the last card in the Major Arcana. Makes sense. With a new opportunity, we need an ending. So definitely could be some sort of career change or money shift for you. But that was pretty evident in our money column as well. We had so many Ace cards there or new opportunity cards there. And at the bottom here, we have the Star card. Actually, I'm really relieved to see this. Again, we've had a couple tired cards. So on top of our 4 of Swords tired card, now we have the Star, which is a card of renewal, hope. Renewal is really what we need. You have the 4 of Swords saying you need renewal, and you have the Star card saying that you will get renewal. So glad to see that shift of energy to take that R&R for yourself. Now let's take a look. I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use our Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, Sagittarius, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. But for question number 1, we have the 2 of Clubs. This is number 46 card. That's going to be a no. Question number 2 is the 10 of Clubs. This is number 35 card. That's going to be a no. And question number 3 is the 2 of Spades. This is number 34 card. The Star card again, that's going to be a yes for you. So no, no, yes, Sagittarius. If you watched your video earlier this month, we did pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, which is a crystal to keep with you through the month of September. We have Moonstone as your crystal this month. It's very feminine. It gives you a sense of devotion. Very intuitive. We did have a handful of intuitive cards. And it really keeps the calm during crazy times. Last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. Your Healing Note says, "There is something beautiful about all scars of whatever nature. A scar means the hurt is over, the wound is closed, healed, and done with." Thank you so much, Sagittarius, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, those subscriptions help me greatly. And also, if you feel inclined, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you so much, Sagittarius, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your September.